See. Okay, so this game is called Arcade Spirits. Essentially, it is a dating simulator with gamers and video games and stuff. So how do I leave this menu? Return. Database system online. New profile detected. Analyzing. New profile number 237771. Economic bracket lower middle. Oh, I wouldn't say that. Employment category bleak. Current emotional health rating low. Ideal candidate for premium level assistance. Proceed? Negative. Premium level assistance re-requested. Proceed? Negative. Ready, please? Negative. Overriding denial of assistance establishing premium services for profile 237771. Justification. Hope. Hey, Joker. Hope should be rewarded. Spirit must be restored. Now compiling personal metadata. Oh! I get to... Hello. Pronoun. He, she, they. She. Hairstyle. Medium, long. That is super cute. Hair color. Oh, we can be really fancy. Do we go Kerri pink hair? Let's do that. Close enough. Eye color. A level of green that you've never seen in your life. Actually, we'll go hazel. Let's do that. Okay, these audio sounds are just horrendous, but it's fine. If you can't date me at my pinkest, you don't deserve me at my anything elsest. Although literally this is more me, to be honest. What's this? This game is called Arcade Spirits. It's kind of like Dream Daddy. Or do we just go Twitch mode? Like, hello, I'm a Twitch streamer. I have to go everywhere telling people how I'm a Twitch streamer, so let me just wear my hoodie everywhere I fucking go. Apparently. Let's do that. Okay, skin tone. What complements this bright pink hair? Hairstyle. Name. I'm just gonna leave the name. Obs, right? Name, Arcade. Pronoun, she. Is this correct? Yes. It, me. Hello. Premium level assistance for profile 237771. Arcade has been activated. For the sake of her hopes and dreams. Oh no, this is ominous. Please don't debate me, game. The following is a work of fiction. All references to trademark classic arcade game titles are used under nominative fair use and should not be considered an endorsement of the video games. Okay, cool. Let me know if the sound is ever too low, too high, awkward. Etc. Because it looks pretty quiet to me. This game better not debate me, I'm telling you. It is the future year 20XX. Wow, that's so far in the future, man. They don't even have a real date. A dark era in which mankind is pushed to the brink of catastrophe. Woe to be the human race plagued by evil, terrifying, utterly sinister. I don't know. Robots, maybe? Evil robots? How's that work? Yeah, no, sorry. The future year 20XX is pretty much what you'd expect it to be. Non-flying cars, smartphones, pro-gamer celebs, internet trolls, personal assisted AIs, cheese-flavored snack foods. But even with such wonders as 20XX holds, to date, I've had no part in any of them. I've worked as a dishwasher, a shoe salesperson, and lifeguard for the local community pool. I don't care what era of human history you live in, kitties peeing in the pool is pretty much a constant thing, trust me on this. As for the bustling metropolis of 24-hour neon utopia you see here, my little corner of it isn't nearly as shiny and cool. Let me show you. Behold, my quaint little apartment. This looks exactly like my old apartment, except for these cracks in the ceiling and stuff. Can't complain really, it's paradise in a relative sense. I only pay half the rent. Neighborhood stabbings have been down this year. Also, my roomie picks up any stray socks or shirts I leave lying around. In fact, as things go, I'm living large compared to most of my family tree. Or at least I was before today. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Quick save. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to turn up the voice a little bit. I didn't realize that they had voice lines. This is amazing. Okay, sound volume down. Voice volume up. She thick. Okay. The horrified looking young woman there would be my roommate and childhood friend Juniper. Juniper's the one who spearheaded this effort to co-rent an apartment. She's the one who encourages me whenever I lose a job, like, you know, today. Oh, she's so mad at me. It's still really quiet though. Hang on.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. It's a Kiwi. How's the music? It's pretty rad music, so I want it to be like, so we're just vibing through the story, you know? We gotta make it sexy. Okay, I think we're good. We're vibing now. Pool's closed, Juniper. Not much I can do about that. Why get upset? Oh, she's not talking anymore. Because you actually enjoyed that job more than you enjoyed dishwashing soap and smelly socks, at the very least. I'm not the complaining sort. These things just happen. Things fall apart. The center does not hold. That's a bit morbidly poetic, isn't it? No, I mean the community center literally fell apart and the pool won't hold water anymore. Whatever, I'll just get another job. Any job will do as long as we can make the rent, right? Wrong! I saw how mopey and tired you were coming home every night from those other crappy jobs. At least when you get back from the pool each day, sometimes I caught you smiling.
What's the point of us moving away from home if not to get away from all of that?
Aww.
I mean, we both left that town so we could try to find happiness, right?
Welcome to the bridge. Aww. Evan rules, welcome.
Be happy. Both of us.
Aww. I thought you hated your job. No deflecting. This is about you. That mind's made up. We're gonna find you a job that's just as good, if not better, than the lifeguarding job. Let's start from the top. What's your dream? Well, I'm standing in the front of class to give a speech and I forgot to put on my pants and... I'm 100% getting Dream Daddy vibes already. Your dream job. Oh. I don't know, Juniper. I never really gave it any serious thought.
I got it.
Oh, hey! I think I've got just the thing to help you out. Juniper pulls out her phone, rapidly tapping an unlock code into the glass before pointing out a little pink icon. It's a virtual life coach app. Mine keeps me from being late to meetings. Totally free, too. My cousin introduced it to me. Wasn't he the guy who ended up in the ER after making a homemade flamethrower? It would have worked if he got the fuel mixture in his water gun right. Anyway, I'm sending a copy to you now. I got a pop-up an hour ago offering me 500 points for just recommending it to a friend. Great timing, huh? Well, as long as you're earning points, I guess. At least give it a try, okay? Maybe it can point you at some good jobs. Ones with less socks and or urine. Don't think too long, alright? In the end, I installed the app. Couldn't bear to see Juniper fretting over me like that. Not that I find it annoying. I mean, it's more that she has enough trouble in her life without troubling herself over my life too. Both of us had it rough, up to and through the point where we left home to try to start a new life. A better one. She deserves better than me and my problems. Bless her heart, she means well. She's been firmly in my corner all my life, the two of us against any dark forces aligning against me. Against myself, if it came down to that. But that's not to say she's good at being my advocate. Enthusiastic, yes, but skilled, nope. Typically, the fantastic opportunities and self-help resources she sends my way are pyramid schemes or something. She's gung-ho about lending me a helping hand, but yeah. So the main reason I went ahead and installed the app was to make sure Juniper wasn't about to get her kidney sold on the black market or something. Still no sense messing around with it now. A good night's rest would act as a neat little emotional reset button, right? Oh, if only. If only. Would have given my left little toe for an extra hour this morning, mate. No dreams, no nightmares, just 8 hours of sweet, sweet blackness, darkness, the blackness. By the time morning light leaked through the cracks in the blinds, I didn't care anymore about being unemployed again. Juniper had already left to catch a bus to her office. She typically leaves before dawn, but she left a note pinned to the tiny fridge we shared. Remember, download the app, find dream job, make money, sort out your life. I believe in you. Moment of truth. Do I trust Juniper's weird little app or just go find some jobs that pays well enough to cover the bills? We're going to try the app. Because according to my birth chart, I don't like using new technologies. So we can experiment with life through the video game and just try it, you know? Let's try it. Because try the app. Okay. Figuring at the very least her miracle app would possibly find me a job, I loaded up, tapped the icon, and... Hello? Huh? Okay, see, that's what I mean. Anybody else would freak out over a cute girl climbing out of their phone. Me, I went, huh. Also, it's one of those new kind of 3D screens, so you know, not actually magical realism here. Very normal in the distant future year. 20XX.
Thank you for downloading Iris, your personal life coach.
Iris!
The ad-supported free version. Sponsored by Pizza Yums. Did you know that when you have pizza on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime?
Oh my god, we need to tell Kags this. Does she even realize? Does she even realize that she can have her two favorite things together? Minus the cookie? Oh my god. This is Arcade Spirits. It's like Dream Daddy, but different situation. So I'm down. I'm down with it.
Would you like to subscribe to Pizza Facts?
Oh, Pizza Facts, yes. Yes, I would. Absolutely.
To Pizza Facts.
Absolutely, I would love to subscribe to Pizza Facts.
I'm here to help you get your dream job, your dream house, and your dream partner. I'm here to make all your dreams come true.
Pretty tall order for an app to do, or are you some sort of djinn? Well, I suppose in the modern parlance, a massively interconnected database searching virtual assistant could be considered a kind of a genie in a bottle. But honestly, all I can do is give you the chance to improve your life. What you do with it is up to you. I can cross-reference search data for you, but without motivation, you won't get anywhere. Hi, Jigsaw! I glance up from my phone at the heaps of laundry and half-finished books and other items strewn about my apartment. Motivation is something I have a ton of. Honest.
Hooray!
That's super! I'm really looking forward to working with you. Before we begin, do you have any questions? Sure, why would I use this app at all? I mean, my phone already had a voice-activated assistant AI. I can just say, hey phone, search the web for job listings, and it'll work just as well. Ah, but I have an advanced emotional language interpreter. I'm smarter than the average program with more heart. Please don't you bait me into Doki Doki. I can help you sort out your life by analyzing your personality and finding you a perfect path in life. Oh, thanks to my glorious, wondrous, patent-pending super-duper identity identifier system. Between you and me, they really wanted an acronym that matched my name but couldn't figure out what to do with the letter R. Would you like to know more? Absolutely. It's a tutorial. Okay, cool. Every time you think about saying something, I can tag it with an identity. That way, you can be the sort of person you want to be. This system allows me to better understand who you are and what you need from life. I do this by analyzing your tone, inflection, and word choice. I can spot 5 different identity identifiers in your responses to people. Quirky, steady, kindly, gutsy, and basically. So are we gonna be a basic bitch? Are we gonna be a quirky girl? Are we just gonna be like stoic? Are we gonna be like super kind, or are we gonna be like all gun-ho? We can just be a basic bitch, apparently. Sounds to me like your program has also wanted a bunch of things ending in Y. That's correct! My branding game is on point. Quirky responses use jokes, snark, and sarcasm to make light of a situation. Just a thing for picking up someone's spirits, but a badly timed joke may not win over the room. Steady responses are sincere, honest, and logical. That sounds like a Libra, apparently. Hello. When you stop and think before speaking, you're on steady ground, but that might not make take someone's feelings into account. Hello. Kindly responses are compassionate and empathetic and gentle in nature. They're careful with the feelings of others, but they're sometimes a bit wishy-washy as a result. Gutsy responses go with your gut. When you're brash, bold, risk-taking, and instinctive, you're gutsy. But it also means being blunt, confrontational, and aggressive, so be careful. Lastly, you could always take a basically option. It's a balanced and neutral response, safely moving the conversation along while learning more and digging deeper. Over time, I'll build up a personality profile for you based on the identity identifiers detected in your speech. Maybe you'll be predominantly quirky, genuinely steady, a mix of both. Who knows? It's up to you. So, what you're saying is I should always try to crack jokes or be super gutsy. Oh, and never speak basically. I mean, being basic's bad, right? It sounds bad.
Nope.
Heck no, they're all useful in the right context. There are no bad choices. Consider what you could say and go with what feels right in the moment. Don't limit yourself. Sure, you could gamify your personality, but it's more fun to let it happen naturally, you know? Just be you. Letting it happen naturally is kind of my thing. I'm a go-with-the-flow sort of person. Nothing really bugs me. You might be interested in the next feature then. This app you've downloaded can let you see identity indicators if you want. That way you can make an informed decision. But if you prefer, I can hide those indicators and keep it a surprise. Let you simply go with the flow, as you say. Which would you like? Do you want to see the colored identity indicators or leave them hidden? No, we're going to hide them. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera. So mysterious. Okay, I'll hide them for you. You'll always be able to spot basically responses though. Now let's see my patent pending identity identifier system in action. How do you feel about dad jokes? Hi jokes, I am dad. Seriously? Seriously? Yes, seriously. I never said I was good at dad jokes, just that I could go for him. Anyway, as we go along, I'll analyze and tally your identity identifiers. In fact, let me show you now. Look at that, such a strong personality. Look, we're so quirky. Dad jokes. Pandering to the chat. You asked me a single question. Off to a great start, I'd say. And hang on, you're scoring me? Didn't you say not to gamify my personality? Hey, I said you shouldn't. I'm an app. I think in numbers. Anyway, studies show that achievements, or chivos, as the kids say, chivos. Chivos? Chivos. 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 Encourage app engagement, apparently. Chivos. Okay. Well, what's with the empty space on the left? I also track vocal responses from people you meet. Once you get to know some folks, I'll let you know how well you're getting along with them over there. Oh, so it's like our friendship tracker. Relationship scores, wonderful. So, will you also tell me what the correct responses are to avoid making enemies, or do I need to go find a walkthrough for the vast game you're making of my daily life? You're looking at this the wrong way. Generally, people won't get super annoyed at you unless you deliberately and repeatedly provoke them, and it'll be obvious when you're doing that. I promise you that if you bungle a few social encounters, it won't really hurt anything. No cheating needed. Just relax and have fun. Don't feel so pressured to perform. It'll all work out in the end. In other words, don't freak out too much about what the right thing to say is.
Say yes.
Exactly! Just be you, be yourself. Good things are bound to happen. Stay positive. And that's everything. Ta-da! Okay, but how's that supposed to help me get a job? I downloaded the app because my roomie claims you're a great life coach for the unemployed. What good will taking the quiz off the back of the supermarket checkout rack magazine do with that?
It'll help me understand your spirit, of course.
You can talk to ghosts? Is there a ghost in the room right now? Am I a ghost? Am I in heaven?
No, silly. I mean your spirit. Your hopes and dreams. Your life's passions. I can even help you find romance.
Oh, romance! Seriously? Seriously? The voice is still super quiet for being so loud. Workplace dating. Well, that's a recipe for disaster, and hitting on coworkers right from day one can be kinda awkward. Or am I looking for love and ready to start right out the gate? Never get a second chance to make a first impression. If I meet the right person, why put it off? How do I handle this new opportunity? Sure, I'm open to the possibility if I meet anyone nice, flirting, and romance. Let's stay focused. I'll play it cool on day one at least. Romance. I'm just not interested in romance, Iris. We're gonna do all the things. Oh, the booty! I think I'm mature enough to juggle both at once. Why not? Super! And remember, the choice is yours. If you're not comfortable with other people, stay professional. Now let's get started. To finish analyzing your personal history, please authorize me to read all of your social media feeds and personal information metadata. I knew it. This is some kind of scam. I'm going to wake up in a bathtub of ice missing a kidney. Sure, I can help you register as an organ donor. Oh my god. Oh, you're being sarcastic. Sorry, I haven't quite finished analyzing your personality. I couldn't tell. Relax! I won't share your information with any third parties. This is strictly so I can find your dream job. Am I authorized? Yeah,
Please
go
enjoy
ahead.
this recorded music.
Am I supposed to click? Oh. So do I just stand here or
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Hearthstone. I haven't seen Hearthstone in ages either. Thank you for waiting. I've identified your dream job and arranged an interview 30 minutes from now. Please put on some nice clothes, nicer than those, please. I don't think that's too much to ask. What? For your interview, silly. You want to look your best, but how did you land my dream job in 20 seconds flat? Simple, I'm awesome. Now get a move on, tut. You need to catch the 8:20 bus, and that's 9 minutes away. Well, this is happening, but I do have a chance to get off this runaway train. Nobody says I have to obey my new digital fairy godmother. I could just delete the app and go find a real job. That'd be the safest option. No, get dressed, mate. A normal person, someone with high standards, would have deleted the app right there rather than hop on a bus and meet up with whatever very likely men with sharp knives and a taste for kidneys. But me, I was already getting dressed before she finished that sentence. It's not that I believe the silly app's claims are serving my hopes and dreams on a silver platter. Honestly, I expected another shoe salesman job at best. But, well, it'd be worth a laugh at the very least. I choose to trust in science. What is my dream anyway? What the hell? Let's do this. Juniper's right. I need to get my life in gear, so what's the harm in diving into something this wacky? Okay, there could be a lot of harm, granted, but the alternative is to mope around our apartment for weeks. Then, egads! Go get a job anyway. So I thought, screw it, I'm on this runaway train. Let's go. Hi, Deadly! And as I came to realize weeks later, turns out that was the best impulsive decision I ever made. Ooh. I don't think there's gonna be heckin' sexy times. We're just flirting, you know? We're just trying to get up in that romance. We're not here to fuck, you know? The bus drops me off, oddly enough, not very far from Juniper's office building, although my destination isn't nearly as upscale as that. This is a thing. It's a strip mall. Strip malls are relics of the 1900s. Places where random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many of themselves into a tight space as possible. For instance, I'm seeing a dentist, a used bookstore, an arcade, a fast food joint, and a boarded up health spa once called Lattes and Enemas, which sounds,
Hey! Listen!
What do you think? I think that's two things no human being should ever combine. No, I mean about your future place of work. I'm desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. Which one of these businesses exactly am I looking at? I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books. I'd rather not be a fry cook. The one in the middle, silly. What, behind the arcade? It is the arcade. Where is it? I don't see it. There's a Subway. There's a Wub Sub. Sorry. Whole Story. Funplex. Oh, this one? I referenced and cross-referenced and cross-referenced your personality details, personal history, and social media connections, and it's your dream job!
99.97%.
With 99.97% accuracy, yes! I should probably explain my confusion. Arcades are big businesses in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs. 5-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream. But, well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everybody who opens one hoping to be the next Iron Chef, a dozen more shut down in failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Paydays range from peanuts to gold. And sure, those who make it can secure fame and fortune, but those who don't, well, no wonder Ira sees this as a dream job. Video games weren't always this popular, though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year 1980-something, we narrowly avoided a serious industry crash which could have left video games as a kid's toy fad. Like hula hoops, no mainstream acceptance. For instance, one factor would have been a terrible game based on a kid's movie about a cute alien visitor who wanted a phone home. If this game was complete poop butts, like poop from a butt, and massively overproduced, it'd ruin video games for years. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. That game was delayed until it could be developed properly, and the crash was averted. The crisis only exists in theory now. Sometimes I wonder what it'd be like for people in the darkest timeline. where everything went wrong. Our gamers considered nerds and outcasts. Our arcades vanishing points of nostalgia. The mind boggles. But make no mistake, as popular as they were, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plenty make a run at it, only to come up short. Considering Iris was tasked with getting me a job I'd enjoy and could keep for more than a few months, this left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no. It's an interesting prospect, but I mean, are you sure about this? You say you're 99% sure.
99.97%.
Okay. Won't this be like my lifeguard job though? Satisfying but short-lived. The arcade doesn't exactly look like a 5-star. It's no Deco's Palace, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in a long-ass time. The original microtransactions, it's true. Put a quarter in per life, mate. I remember really enjoying arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them.
My sources say yes.
My sources say yes. Trust me, when I said I was 99.97% sure, I meant it. That's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My code is made me to be warm, personable, front of a database array that currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job, what makes you think that's gonna happen? Because it does, it always does. I don't think your database accounts for my family curse. We've always had to, I don't know, compromise, settle, because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst. It's why I take things in stride these days. Does that mean you shouldn't even try? I open my mouth to protest and then close it. As often as my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she was wrong. I still had to try. I mean, what the hell? Why not? Buy the ticket, take the ride. That's what I told myself when I walked out the door this morning, wasn't it? No matter how risky, I owed it to myself to jump in with both feet. And now you're making excuses, bitch. Get in there. Stop making excuses. The air conditioning hits me like a cool breeze, about one smelling of copper and corn chips. As it's early in the morning on a weekday, it's not too packed with gamers. Although it's so packed with games, I'd probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. At once, I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat! Considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here. From the looks of it, like really old. Fast Cars 5. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage and lights and things, maybe it's karaoke or dancing. A Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
Checking! That would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Nihana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It's won a lot of awards. Huh. I recognize most of these. Whoa! Is that seriously a Mr. Moopy's Magical Maze? But the one in the middle with the split screens is new to me. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been a staple of the esports scene for the past 8 years. Two genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here, it's an old lady. Sorry ma'am. I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize reception desk, and offers a wrinkly smile.
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
What the?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first 2 words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the fun.
1980 beep.
So, how can I help you, dear?
A funplex? Is that when you suplex a clown? A Jin in my phone set up a job interview for me. A magical space fairy or something that lives in my phone told me to come here to find my dream job.
Hello!
Hello! I'm a magical space fairy, apparently. I half expected her to send me packing. Pretty impulsive of me to just talk about Iris like that, but she took it in stride. 1984, yeah.
My.
Oh, hello! My! What they could do with technology these days. I really do marvel at what amazing things young people have in 20 fuck. Although I'd simply love to take a sledgehammer to those blasted video game consoles that eat at my bottom line. She said, with a such kind-hearted and warm smile.
Please call me Francine. As in, Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it? Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear, departed husband.
Oh.
Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations with me.
Okay! Milady? And you all? Howdy, ma'am. Very well, shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it's rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Oh, eventually you'll just sort of learn how to filter out all the beeps and the boops. The bibbity boobity. It can take weeks to become acclimated, I've found, but in the end... Done. She quirks an eyebrow. Well, now, that's faster than others, not bad. So shall we see what you're made of? This way, please. Francine leads me down a back alleyway, past public restrooms, and into the door marked Employees Only. It takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I'd suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy. He's been so overworked lately. Please, have a seat. We'll begin. As quirky as this place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for a dozen jobs and held down 3. I know the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but the point is I'm confident, prepared, and ready. And I have hydration.
Dinosaur. What dinosaur would you be?
Oh, I like this lady. Oh, she has Pac-Man earrings.
If
What?
you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
What dinosaur would you be? Right, okay, maybe this wouldn't be a typical job interview after all. No problem, go with the flow, let's do this. T-Rex, no doubt about it. Pterodactyl, soaring through the sky. Brontosaurus, big dude, enjoys salad. I love it's just like, big dude, enjoys salad. I would be a brontosaurus, you're right. I'd be a brontosaurus. I've always liked brontosauruses. If you're gonna go dino, go big or go home, and it's really a brutal meat eater. Indeed. And nothing says self-starting go-getter looking for a dynamic job position quite like a 16-ton slow-moving lump of meat. Right. Maybe I should have gone with raptor. Everybody likes raptors.
What's your favorite snack?
Oh, I got this one. Snack? If this was a favorite food question, I'd have this down easy. It's tacos. Always tacos. But snacks...
When you have pizza on a bagel.
Pizza bagels! I say pizza bagels! When pizza's on a bagel, you can have... Shush. Come on now, dear. I don't have all day. How could I forget my favorite snack? Tacos are also my favorite snack. A tasty apple with almond... Ugh. Whatever munchies lurk in the depths of the vending machine. Why is that the basic answer when it's true? Not picky, really. Whatever costs me most is what I choose, whether it's flaming hot Cheetos or gummy bears. Very interesting. I see you go with the flow, team player. Kind of my thing. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
Oh, that's a good one, lady. Engineering, I can make stuff. Medical, and hey, no lawyers left to sue for malpractice. To be honest, I'd probably get eaten on day one. Why are all my answers the basic ones? Medical, no lawyers. In a world without lawyers, I'm sure I would do a reasonable job. But seriously, I did have to take a first aid class when I worked at previous jobs and CPR lessons. That's a great point. Doctors and nurses will also be exposed to assorted patient zero and will be the first ones eaten. People with medical knowledge will be in high demand. It could be the difference between your party living and dying slowly and painfully. One more thing. Why are you here? Because I need a job.
You're seeking a job, true? But that doesn't really answer my question, does it? No doubt you think my interview questions are a bit silly.
Nah, they're not silly.
But I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of
Hi,
quarters.
Val!
And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the Funplex. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long.
I want happiness and a paycheck.
So I ask you again, why are you here?
Because you can give me happiness and a paycheck. It's a funplex, a plex of fun, and I like fun. To be honest, I don't know, not yet. I'm looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. If I don't dare to take risks, I'll be stuck. Confused silence. Hi, Nero. Oh, mate, listen. If you are someone, and I wish I had the opportunity to do this when I was hiring in a serious, job role. Questions like this are often the best ones because they give you much more insight into the personality and the fit and the motivations behind someone going for a particular job than just like, can you perform this task? How would you handle this situation? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know how you see those absolutely ridiculous interview processes in movies and stuff where like there's someone clipping their toenails in the interview room or whatever? That kind of stuff is actually strategically masterful because seeing how people react to that kind of stuff is exactly what you need. Like, you need to see how people react to those types of things, and that's how you know how well they'll actually fit in with the team and stuff like that. Yeah, stuff like what's your greatest weakness and shit like that. Like, I don't like those questions because anyone can bullshit that stuff. Like, all of the basic interview questions, people who are like trained in doing interviews already know the answers to those questions, and they know how to manipulate those questions in a job interview. So it's like, don't give them the standard questions, give them shit that they need to actually think about in a way. And because in the interview room you're kind of under pressure to have to answer quickly, so you're always going to like default to who you really are versus what you were trained to say. I work too hard, I care too much about my job. Yeah, exactly. That's why I ask them what kind of dinosaur they want to be instead. Okay, let's see. Funplex, and I like fun, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, like, this kind of thing is more difficult because, like, obviously I'm not the person. Like, this is a bit more manufactured because I can't really answer this from my heart because I'm not the person who's going to an arcade for a job. Like, that's obviously, like, a different entity that's doing that. So I can't really answer in the same way. I have to think about it from the options presented to me. But, yeah. That's my feedback anyways, if you're ever in a position to hire somebody. I like fun. Arcades are fun. When I was a kid, I went to arcades all the time with my family. I remember having a ball there, and it'd be nice to experience that fun again. Not that I'd slack off and play games all day. I'm a hard worker. In my last job, I was a lifeguard. Serious business there. Oh my, a rather serious occupation that. And an unusual step for such troubled waters to a land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it? Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after coming home from work, which makes Francine smile, in turn. I can't say I can offer a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised at the many ways one can save a life even here. Very well, I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work. Yeet! We got a job, bitches! Probably the weirdest job interview I've ever had, to be sure, and yet it felt appropriate, like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. And so it should be! Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. It only occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what duties this mystery job I'd accepted really involved. Cleaning toilets, I guess? Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stool behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous.
Welcome to your new position! Sitting here, you mean? Sitting here and playing and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes. I glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic toy cars. Well, for prizes at any rate. It's such a relief. I'd been really stretching myself thin lately trying to fill in since the position was vacated. Don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting? Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500 ticket plush dolls down someone's throat.
Oh, such a
Poor dear.
shame.
He just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no, I have no patience for such nonsense. I'm sorry, was the last person to work at this desk your grandson? Gavin should be by soon. He'll handle paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all that talking has tired me out some. I'll be in the back office if you need me. Okay, then. Hello, it me. I has a job. I adjusted my seating on the semi-comfortable stool, leaning against the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. I've lost hope, and then this job would be even slightly more engaging than being a diner dishwasher, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that would become nostalgic memories for years to come, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Any minute now. Any minute now, children. I crave the sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours now and nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty Funplex shot glass or a colored pencil set or a light-up yo-yo. Lunchtime's approaching and so far the only people walking in and out of the arcade are a few stray adults who have no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I start wondering if those 500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. Or maybe not. Nope. Just walking right on by me, his head buried and reading some sort of spreadsheet off his tablet. Was he here to play? Doesn't seem like the typical businessman on break or unwashed and unemployed game aficionado. In fact, he's a snappy dresser. Seems like a cool dude. Wow, he seems pretty stuck up. Damn, he's hot. That's my kind of guy. I mean, yum. Not to be crass about it, but he's one handsome boy, that's for certain. Crap! Now he's looking my way. Was I staring? I gotta play this smooth. Hold on a minute. Who are you exactly? I love how his name's Yummy. His name's literally Yummy. I feel like he works here. What are you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? Yeah, I knew it. I am Francine. I had some work done. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ari. You're a new hire. I'm looking forward to working with you. He relaxes somewhat on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
Hey! It's about time. I was wondering how long she'd have to work the desk. She's got gutso for an octogenarian and loves working the floor, but sitting here all day handing out toys and dealing with problems wears her down. So she explained the job to you? Gave you the papers to sign? She said Gavin would handle that stuff. With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling a headache coming on.
That would be me. I'm Gavin Cooper.
Hi, Gavin!
I'm the business manager here at the Funplex. I make sure we manage to keep having a business, rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Right, so as you've no doubt guessed, you'll be exchanging tickets for prizes, but that's the least part of your job. What? You're the floor attendant. You attend to the floor. What, the carpets?
Seriously?
Oh my god, I'm actually an idiot. The floor! The arcade, the games, the patrons. You're the one running around putting out fires and sorting out problems. Technically, you're our second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two. One to roam and one to operate the desk. You're in. I do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office, making sure the whole thing doesn't fall to bankruptcy. He has a rip in his gene. That's why Francine loves filling in. She's a people person, loves helping out in a pinch. I'm not a people person, as you likely gathered. Damn. That's not to say you're alone out here. I'm in your corner, at least if things go south. You tap me for advice on what to do. You got a phone? Yeah, I got a phone, Blizzard. Gavin quickly passes me his business card. He apparently had a stack of them at the ready in his pocket. Go figure. His phone number is listed at the bottom. You ever worked a high-pressure customer service job before? Shoe sales. Smelly socks? You have no idea. Right, well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't, I hope. But anything goes sideways, you text me. I'm not around, you text Ashley or Naomi in that order. Who and who? You'll meet them soon.
Not.
Above all, do not bug Francine. She's practically retired. Let her enjoy that retirement in peace. Comprendo? Relax, I got this. Stress feeds me, makes me strong. This isn't my first pony ride, you can rely on me. But 911 for huge emergencies, right? I eat stress and crap solutions. Don't worry, I can manage the floor while you manage the business just fine.
Doubtful.
Oh, rude. That remains to be seen. The last guy sitting on that stool was a slacker and an idiot. And even though he was family, Francine dropped him like a bad habit.
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimmingly.
Is that not what employees are supposed to do?
I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
I got you, boy. Fucking relax. I told you to relax. Magical art of what now? Gavin sighs again, a stress release gesture, but his expression softens somewhat afterwards.
I take it Francine told you her theory, that this is more than just a job, more than just an arcade.
That's my understanding, yes.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm curt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job. Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another. Me? I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically.
Yeah, you look like you enjoy being in control.
The arcade industry?
My dude.
High risk, high reward. I manage that risk so that they can also find happiness in their lives. Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality. My job is to see to it that never happens. That includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business. So, you
He's
find
got
some
a good
value in
heart.
this place beyond your salary, and you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard. Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
Still trying to figure out my why. Why so aggressive? I just started here. No problem at all. I'm a model employee. Won't have any issues with me. I'm a solid worker. Gavin nods, satisfied. +1, Gavin.
Thank you.
We can build from there. My pleasure, duder. Anyway, need to go prepare your paperwork. Technically, you shouldn't be working until we've crossed the I's and dotted the T's, but since I'm already sitting here, you'd rather I stick around, wait, cross the I's and dot the T. Okay. That was him trying to be funny. That would be accurate. If you're willing to fudge things a bit and work today anyway, it'd help us out a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi could use a hand in the workshop. A good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, that sounds like Naomi. She works through that door over there, the one next to the UFO catcher, the crane game, to use layman's terms. Got it. See you later, Yummy. Yeah. Gavin. His name's Gavin. His name's Gavin. See you later, Gavin. I said Gavin. That's what I said. I said Gavin. Bye, Gavin. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ari, why? Satisfied for now, Gavin heads in the back, presumably to the office to go crunch some numbers. If Francine's really taking a nap back there, hopefully he's going to crunch quietly. In hindsight, well, Gavin is super hot, not gonna lie. Personality-wise, I'm not sure what to make of him. He was blunt like a baseball bat, sure, but he seems to get Francine's ideals. Think there could be some kindness buried under his matter-of-fact exterior. We'll see. Anyway, I should go make the next co-worker, this Naomi that he mentioned. Although, I could swear Francine and I were the only ones here until now. Moopy. It's Pac-Man. Moopy. A double door, also marked employees only. Apostrophe. Leads to the arcade floor leads from the arcade floor to what feels like an industrial area of some sort. I turn the handle and step inside. Later, Yummy.
Heckin' biddies!
I was able to fold 20 biddies! Heckin' fold 20 boys! How you doing? Yummy. Yeah, because when we first saw Gavin, we were like, he's hot. And so she had a Freudian slip, I guess. Awkward. In a little room tucked away in the back offices on the Funplex front, I find what is very likely this Naomi, spoken only of in myth and legend. A girl about my age, but certainly not my height, is tinkering away on what looks like an old tube-style monitor. I didn't realize I had so many circuits. She doesn't notice me when I come in, too busy soldering a capacitor into place. The lingering smell of melting metals fills the air in poorly ventilated workshop. Excuse me. For lack of a better way to interrupt her, I was worried no matter what I did, she might, I don't know, burn her fingers or jump so high she hit the ceiling or something. Fortunately, the shock's not quite that intense. She's so cute.
Hello.
Hey,
This room is for employees only. She said with no apostrophe.
Are you lost? Do you need something?
I need you, lady. I'm the new floor attendant starting today.
Oh! Hi. I didn't realize Francine already found someone.
I guess I forgot to check my text.
Oh, whoops.
She spares a glance at her phone on the nearby workbench. There's a huge stack of green notification messages lying in wait. One thought comes to mind on actually seeing her. No wonder I didn't notice her until now. She was totally focused on the task at hand. I always assumed retro arcade nerds were fat middle-aged guys. Oh my god, she's so cute. I want to hug her, but that would be super inappropriate. Yeah. I am but a weak-willed human being, one who grew up feeling mighty funny whenever I saw Velma from Scooby-Doo. Nerds need love too, you know, and when I was moved from school to school, a social outcast, I was drawn to fellow outcasts in turn. Still, beyond my weird libido, mostly I noticed how much she's smiling as she welds that little thing onto a bigger thing. She's so happy and at peace, and I can appreciate that joy in one's nerdy passions.
Anyway, I'm Naomi Fairchild, the Funplex's techie. Hi! Pleased to meet you. I was expecting Gavin, though. He usually checks up on me about now.
He's busy doing strange things with numbers.
Ugh, yeah, that sounds like Gavin. I take it he sent you along to help? Great. Give me a hand with this monitor. It's really heavy, and I'm still paranoid about dropping it after what happened last time.
Really? What happened last time?
Well, I dropped it.
Alright. She helps me lift the large cathode ray tube, slotting the heavy metal framework into place within the exposed guts of the nearby arcade cabinet. Hi, Relate! Once done, she starts hooking wires back up to other wires. There's a surprising number of green circuit boards in our largely hollow wooden shell. This is the first time I've seen inside one of those things. It's weird, lots of empty space, a couple large slabs of circuits, and that beefy monitor. Why is it so empty in there? Maybe we could fill it with nacho dip. It's my first time seeing the guts of a game. Why is it so empty in there? Seems inefficient. Couldn't you pack more games into the arcade if it was more compact? Not really. It's more about the footprint of the floor than the vertical height. Naomi keeps working, using pocket multimeter to check various connections as she speaks. Ours are designed for standing players, so they have to be upright, even if that means an empty base. Japanese candy cabs are shorter, but you play sitting down. I prefer American style. Ours have more room for art. There's genuine joy in that smile, not just a job well done looking at the whole thing like it's a fine sculpture.
So beautiful.
Oh, I love the classic Midway style. Look at these sharp angles and the side art decals, the bold font on the marquee, the bezel artwork. The what on the what of the who what? With a sigh, Naomi points out key features to me. The strip across the top with the game title, that's the marquee. The artwork that wraps around the monitor, that's the bezel. I mean, you see it too, right? How beautiful and cohesive it all is, working in harmony to give this game its unique feel. Its own experience. As for me, well, a bunch of weird-looking boxes in a row looks ugly. I agree, it's beautiful in its own way. The way she stares lovingly at this, well, honestly, this box of wooden circuits and vacuum tubes and stuff, I think I understand. It was made to be one whole thing, the art, the style, and of course the game itself, all part of the same experience. Everything about this game is the game. If you run it in an emulator on a game console instead, it's made lesser. Yeah, I guess I could see it as beautiful in its own way. Oh, good! +1 Naomi. Naomi lights up with joy like a pinball machine, all twinkly and shiny.
Woohoo!
Finally, so few people really understand the beauty of a classic arcade game. Having someone I can talk to about this stuff is really going to be great. Especially with that jerk Gavin running the numbers. What's wrong with Gavin? Okay, well, don't get me wrong. I can get along with him generally, but his whole attitude is just, ugh. Hey, Rocker, good morning. How you doing, Rolette? How you doing, Rocker? How's your day? How is your day? We're gonna date Naomi because she's on a whole nother level of just absolutely gorgeous. All he really cares about is money. He keeps the arcade running, yeah, but I just know if he had his way, he'd got the whole place. If anybody's gonna ruin the Funplex, it's him. Mark my words, it's inevitable. That doesn't sound right. He seemed easy enough to get along with, and what's more, Gavin gave me that whole speech about protecting their dreams. This looks like a pretty sore point here, a long-standing argument that the new gal really shouldn't get involved with. And yet, I'm involved! I have to work with both of them. So I'm not sure I should prod at it, but I kind of want to know too. Don't rock the boat. Clear the air and find out more. Let her keep talking. Oh, I just get so mad thinking about what evil money-minded schemes he's probably cooking up.
No.
No, not gonna get worked up. Besides, it's not right of me to dump all this workplace gossip right on the head of the newbie. You seem like a good person and you love arcade games like I do. Right, let's get back to work, shall we? Now for the less fun part. You seem like a strong, strapping kind of gal. Well, a strong gal at least. Well, you're a gal. That's enough. I'm semi-insulted then? Okay, let's get to it. Right, a little to the left now. My left, you're right. Careful. Now forward, right, correct. Now turn to the right, keep going. And there, carefully, tip it. Victory! Yatta! Quick shop at Spotlight, finish the blog post. Yeah, nice. What'd you get at Spotlight? I fucking love Spotlight. Spotlight and Office Works. Girl. Day's been good so far. I woke up super exhausted because last night I was working until like 11:30 answering emails and stuff. But now we're gonna play some fun video games. This is a dating sim called Arcade Spirits and it's heckin' cute. It's kind of like Dream Daddy, but for nerds. I gently eased the rolling dolly forward and the giant wooden box sliding in place alongside its neighbors. The two-wheeled dolly makes it easier, but hardly easy, especially with Naomi fretting over her baby getting scratched or worse, falling over. But with the work done, she's all smiles again. Glad to be done with that one. I swear, I've been working on that monitor for ages. Those tubes are finicky as heck, and I'm still not totally satisfied with the flyback, but thanks for helping me out, Ari. I think you're gonna do just great here. Happy to... Oh, right, stomach growling, food required. I wasn't expecting to actually be working today. I forgot to pack a lunch.
Pizza on a bagel.
Now, I'm just talking here, but if you had a pizza on a bagel... IKEA. Oh, IKEA is a bit much for me. But yes, in the like... I do like IKEA. Yes, I do like IKEA. Not gonna lie. I do like it. Sometimes it's a bit much if there's like too many people, but yeah. Lining fabric to finish up a vest. Ooh, nice. Cheat codes to get to the good stuff. No idea what that means, but probably shouldn't be on Twitch if it's what I think it means. Their money holes for it, yeah. Wait, what's milligram? Naomi, more like Naomi. So many good restaurants in walking distance. I think that bookstore next door sells donuts and stuff, but no, not really, unfortunately. I mean, there's a cheapo wub sub sandwich place, but if that stuff is super tasty, you won't want to go there. You need to eat healthy. Hey, I know, wait right here. She's off, scurrying back to her hidey hole, and she's back, scurrying from her hidey hole. Lunchtime, here you go. She presses a boxed lunch into my hands. It's a bento box. I learned how to make them from my mom, who learned from her mom back when they lived in Japan. Rice and pickles and all sorts of good, healthy things. Wait, you're giving me your lunch? Sure, why not? And yet, when I first walked in as a stranger, she looked super uncomfortable with me. That escalated quickly. What'll you have for lunch then? Oh, I can just get some nachos from the vending machine or go hit the whole story next door. I've got a book delivery to pick up anyway. But you said eating healthy was important. See you after lunch! I can't help but think she was just looking for an excuse to get some junk food instead. Naomi definitely reminds me of some friends I made in middle school. A little weird, a little obsessive about things, but charmingly so. We seem to think alike in a lot of ways. I think we'll get along just fine. Am I silly to hold out hope for, I don't know, more? Oh, first day on the job, get your head on straight, girl. And yet she did give me her lunch. A total stranger, gotta be something there, right? So a bento box. I've seen these in anime. It's cute. Has plenty of calories too, hopefully. Armed with a box of health food, I retired to the employee lounge to get my munch on. Oh, girl. I want her. The room where I had my bizarre job interview will suffice for food times. It's not much, a few folding chairs and a kitchenette, but it'll do. Utterly famished by this point, I have a seat and unpack my loaned lunch. What? What? Kerri ass! Kerri ass! I love how it was just like, and then just this happens. Don't you bait me, you giant flamingo. Incoherent screaming. Coherent screaming. I'll wait death. With my mind and body screaming wildly, my paralyzed form is unable to move from the vision of terror before me. The half-person, half-animal waves their appendages in front of me, likely closing in for the kill. Hello? Anyone in there? Walking nightmare. See? Nothing to be afraid of. Ah, right, I see. Looks like you stabilized. I was worried I scared the life right out of you.
Hey, so I'm sorry if I traumatized you. Really? Can we start over, maybe?
I nod my head slowly, although that would just be muscle spasms from being in shock.
Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. I never would have guessed that your name is Ashley.
I'm also Pinky, the Funplex Flamingo. It's my secret, yet not so secret identity.
What the Funplex what now? This is almost too much to take in. Gavin was a bit of a lot. Naomi was off the scale cheerful. I've met some really intense people so far.
Did you sneak into the employee section just to get my autograph?
Me? No.
Oh, I thought you would recognize Pinky from all the signs around the arcade. Pinky is the mascot of the Funplex after all.
Oh no, that's not what I meant at all. I mean, I work here.
You work here? Since when?
Since today, bitch!
Oh, awesome!
Oh, she's happy about it.
Welcome to the Funplex.
Thank you, thank you. It would have been way cooler if you were just so enamored by the chibi flamingo creature plastered on every wall that you had to know more.
Let's see.
You could have stealthily maneuvered your way through all the games, sliding right up onto the employees only door. But how would you get the door code?
Ooh.
Of course! You would have collected the password on a piece of paper that fell from Gavin's pocket. You searched your heart and decided that 4-digit number had to be the intel you needed.
Let's see.
Next, you need to lie in wait for the opportune moment to punch in that secret key code just to find me. It just keeps going and going. She's definitely passionate about this fictional scenario. Ashley's got quite the imagination, all right. Is that how I came across people as creepy, as a creepy trespasser? Wow, I mean, wow. I'm suitably impressed, albeit slightly terrified. She can just take an idea and run with it. Where she's running with it, I'm not sure she even knows. And how would you have snuck out, I wonder? Oh, God. Ashley finally realizes she's been babbling to herself for a good couple of minutes. Oops. Sometimes I get swept up in a good story. I mean, I gotta find some way to make this job more interesting. Is it really that dull here? No, not really. I just crave different kind of excitement than beeps and boops, screaming children, and broken machines. You aren't really painting the best picture around here. Ah, geez, I didn't mean to be a downer. I just want to move up in the world. I've got things to accomplish, dreams to fulfill, cosplay to make. Cosplay? As we switch topics, it's like she's a completely different person. Ashley's eyes light up and she smiles. Yeah, you know, like dressing up as your favorite video game or TV character. I love it. It's so empowering to be able to make your own costume and wear it proudly, even if it's better than when people recognize what character you are. Empowering, really? Granted, she certainly had the power to stop my heart for a few beats.
Yes!
Definitely! You want to try? Got a video game character? I want to help you make your first cosplay if you want. I want to be really good friends with Ashley and date the fuck out of Naomi. That's what I want. That's what I want in my life. In fact, I made this one. I think Ashley's pointing to her flamingo costume, but it's a little hard to tell with her hands as feathers. So Pinky is your creation? Intentionally? Yep. Looks pretty good for my first mascot cosplay, doesn't it? I'd probably stitch my hands together if I tried that. If you're going for terrifying, then yes. I don't know heads from tails, but I can appreciate it. I'm all thumbs when it comes to stuff like that, literally, if I get enough thread running between them. I'm pretty impressed though. Naomi was going on about craftsmanship of games. You're clearly digging on craftsmanship of costumes. +1, Ashley! Oh, thanks. It's nice when hard work is appreciated. I wear it around the funplex to liven up the crowds, get people pumped to play games, and the kids seem to adore it. That makes sense. Although the arcade has been completely dead so far, no crowds to pump, or kids to be adored by. Hey, secret between you and me? Ashley motions for me to come closer. She leans in, glances around the room once, and then talks in a hushed tone. I did some repairs on Pinky overnight. I had to restitch the left arm, and I was giving her an old test drive to make sure it doesn't fall off. Limbs falling off seems bad. Oh, it was. Yesterday I was dancing with a little girl. Must have been like 5 or 6 max. Anyway, we were next to the Showtime stage and she tugged my arm and whoosh! Off came the arm. The girl instantly started bawling. Well, at least you're consistently scaring people and it's not just me. Hey now. I don't want that to happen again. I felt so bad. But enough about me. What about you? So you're Carl's replacement? I guess so. I'm the new floor attendant. I attend to the floor. The floor is a thing that I am attending to when I'm not going into cardiac arrest. At least you're funnier than Carl, that's for sure. I can't wait to go home and tell Juniper I have a sense of humor. She'll be so proud. I assume you've already met Francine, but have you had the opportunity to meet Gavin and Naomi yet? Yes, I have. Although it seems they likely aren't too keen on each other. Right? Ashley rolls her eyes and lets out a sigh. I wish they would hurry up and make out already. Oh! Yeah, wait. What? Seriously, so they're going out? Nope. But they always bicker like an old married couple. It's classic anime cliche. The ones who fight always end up together. Mark my words, Ari. Consider them marked. Beep, 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 beep. Ari! What's that sound? Drat, I set an alarm for when my lunch break was over. Time to get back to the grindstone. I mean, even if I didn't get a chance to eat.
No!
Ari needs her calories. We gon' fight Gavin outside in the parking lot. You eat up, I'll go watch the floor. In fact, how about I take over the ticket desk for you next shift? You can do my job and wander the floor a bit. Fair enough, thanks. Ashley winks before her face disappears into the dark recesses of that inhuman mask. As I'm wolfing down rice in the shape of a little heart, it occurs to me I didn't actually ponder my first impressions of Ashley yet. Let's see. She's pretty amazing. I like her enthusiasm about her art. Ashley's got a lot going on in that head of hers. I just don't understand it all. Ashley's a total cutie. I'm all aboard the Pinky train. Choo choo! She's pretty amazing. I like her enthusiasm. Yes. The way Ashley's whole expression changed and she talks about things she's passionate about just warms my heart. Her beaming energy just lights up the whole room. I wonder if one day I'll be that excited about something. Anyway, with lunch in my belly and break time complete, the second half of my workday has begun. Rolling into the afternoon, the crowd starts to fill out. School's done and late rising pros are heading out to their arcades of choice. With Ashley covering the desk, my job is to wander the floor looking for problems or potential problems, or just making sure everything's A-okay. But for starters, I think it's a good moment to collect my thoughts. I think I'm off to a decent start with my co-workers. Good first impressions at any rate. Cooperation's going to be a must. I've had awful co-workers before and they can really drag down your day. Hang on, no time for daydreaming. I think I spot, let's see, 3 possible issues to look into. I should have had time to get to all of them, but which do I tackle first? An irate customer near Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Someone cursing up a storm at Fist of Discomfort. A loud crowd around Showtime stage. Irate customer. My mutant floor attendant senses detect danger from the left-hand side of the arcade. I quickly rush all 30 feet to the scene of the crime already in progress. Come on! Angry rando. Hurry the fuck up and finish your game. Do you work here? I saw you behind the desk earlier. Note to self, ask Evan for a name tag or something. Yes, I'm Ari, floor attendant. Well, stop attending to the carpets and attend to me. Well, stop. I want this shit to wrap up his damn game so I can play. Ashley's face is obscured beneath her costume's mask, but I can feel her wince as the man curses up a blue streak. Sir, there are children present. Please keep the swearing to a minimum. You kick this fat piece of beep off this game and I'll sing Mary Had a Little Lamb all you want. I wish I had a Go XLR so I could actually do the beeps, man. That would be so good. I'm trying to save up for one as my next upgrade this audio situation. Figuring I ought to hear the fat piece of beep side of the story before rushing to judgment, I tap the player on the shoulder. Oh my god, is he actually from Dream Daddy? He doesn't even notice. So I tap again, twice. Sir, there are other players waiting to give Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze a spin. Curiously, the player looks at the game's marquee, "Thank you, Naomi," which simply reads, Moopy. You know the game's full name? Sure, I played it a lot when I was a kid. It's actually called Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, right? Wizards and pellets and monsters and stuff. Yeah. A bit terse as he's laser focused on the game, and I can see why. He's currently sitting on 714,900 points. Holy crap, that's a heck of a high score. Or as the other guy would probably put it, holy beep, that's a beep of a high score. Excuse me. Right, sir, can you please wrap up your game? Nope. I'm keeping good pace here, plenty of livestock. On par for getting close to the world record before the kill screen. Totally fair. He should finish up his game. As in, like, he should actually be allowed to finish his game. Somehow, the thick arcade jargon sounds classier when draped in British accent. Like I'm watching some documentary program on the BBC. Yeah, but this is a public arcade. Other folks want to play the games too. He finishes clearing the current board while pondering the predicament. Okay. At first I think he's stepping away to end his game, but he's letting his stock of 50 extra dudes slowly deplete as he pulls out his wallet. Without pause, he pulls out $3,000 in cash and holds it out. Will this cover it? For a moment, I flash back to the movie where some dude pays another dude to sleep with his wife and they roll around in bed covered with money and, cover what exactly? The cost of the game. The game itself. I've never seen this much raw cash in one place at any given time. It's not even the 20s. It's not even in 20s. This dude is rolling in Benjamins. One moment, please. On it. Fortunately, Iris has been my messenger app open for me with Gavin's contact info preloaded. With trembling fingers, I key in. Customer wants to buy Moopy for 3K. What do? What do? In less than a minute, I have my response. Considering we paid $200 for it plus parts, yes, absolutely yes. Sell that relic immediately. Well, okay then. Although, how's Naomi gonna react to this, offloading one of her darlings just because Gavin wants to make a 15-fold profit? It also feels kind of weird to be taking advantage of this guy's lack of grasp on real costs of an old arcade machines. I knew that this workplace drama was going to catch up to me at some point, but with this rando breathing down my neck, I gotta make a decision. The game was $200, but I'm not sure we should sell. $3,000 sounds about right, it's yours. I'm not sure if we should sell this game. I really want to make Bay happy, but $3,000 is $3,000, homie. And my manager told me to sell the thing, so we doing it. Yeah, find another movie for $200, easy peasy. Exactly. I'd say 3 large is more than fair. It's all yours. I quickly pocket the money, feeling vaguely like a thief. A thief who will be eating well tonight, mind you. You want me to get the dolly and wheel this old thing out of here for you? But he shakes his head. Absolutely not. I'm leaving the game right where it is. But you bought it, so I can play it whenever I want, for as long as I want, provided nobody else is already playing, of course. Wouldn't be proper to interrupt somebody. But I wouldn't want to take it away from the Funplex. Naomi would cry. We can't have that, right? I guess not. Which leaves the rando hopping mad. To be fair, we had kind of been ignoring that he exists. What the beep, man? What kind of arcade is this anyway? Beep this! I'm going to Deco's Palace. And we just lost a customer stomping his way out the door. Stomp, stomp, stomp. On the plus side, Naomi won't cry. On the negative side, I just drove a rando out into the cold.
What a disagreeable fellow.
He was a disagreeable fellow, wasn't he? Damn win-win, right? As for the player, well, he goes right back to playing. Eating pallets, zapping ghost monsters, clearing mazes. With the crisis behind us, I can actually focus on who this Gonzo Ridge guy actually is. He seems to care about more than just his game. Splashing around the cash, aren't we, Mr. Moneybags? Oof, digging that dad bod. Take it from someone wallowing around the lower tax brackets. The rich can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And yet, that's not what this guy did. He could have, but he lets us keep the game. He just wanted to play, that's all. And why? Because of Naomi? Because of the Funplex. It's a home and a family for the games and for us. Maybe it's for the best that I sent the rando out the door in favor of this guy. 100%. Fuck that toxic boy. He's happy to talk even while playing.
I'm a Funplex regular. My name's Percy.
Of course his name's Roddy Percy. Percy the Prefect. Oh my god. Hard choice, right? And he's like actually a nice dude.
I'd hazard you're our new floor attendant. I was here when Francine seated you behind the desk earlier.
That's me, Ari, Arcade Wrangler.
Well then, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to getting to know you better.
Same, bro. So, you've seriously just been playing Moopy all day,
What can I
huh?
say? It's my calling. I actually owned a Moopy cabinet once. Had it in my flat. But playing it by myself, all alone in the dark, it's not the same. I need the atmosphere.
Oh, I need the atmosphere. Never heard of someone getting asked to stop playing a game at an arcade? Yeah, right? The beeps and the boops?
No, those you eventually learn to filter out. I mean, everything. The games, the lights, the kids, the feeling of being in an arcade. I score my best when I'm in real-world conditions. It's all about the emotions, the laughter and the tears, the excitement of competition. I need that swirling chaos of human emotions around me to play at my finest.
Aww. Naomi gets that. She keeps Moopy in top condition for the day I eventually land my high score. What's the current world record then? About 3.5 million. This guy's been standing here since I was working the morning shift, hours and hours, and he's still only about 720k into his game. Can't imagine him being in anything but top health condition to try this. Guy's gotta have legs made out of carbon fiber and a bladder of tungsten. I just let a few extra lives drain out whenever I need to go pee. Also, he may be psychic. I feel like I should let him get back to his game, but burning questions, they burn like fire. You must have a solid job, good income. So, gonna get your Moopy dipped in gold? What's your score? What, your score's more important than your bank balance? I don't care to ask about his money. I feel like that's not... But there's no option to not ask about it. That's a lot of money to just have on your person. What do you do for a living? This and that. Sell drugs, probably. He doesn't really seem to care to talk about his work, not in a guarded way, just less interesting than his current maze. Maybe he actually is the head of an international diamond smuggling ring. They hide the stones inside arcade games. Day trading. Huh? Day trading. Stocks and bonds. Everybody can do it if they have a head for numbers. It's really nothing important. Or maybe he's a day trader.
I don't think so.
I don't feel people are defined by their work. I know the arcade is home to those who've made their passion into their work, but it's the passion that matters more. I have my passions the same as anyone. I look forward to learning yours as well. When I'm not deep in the middle of a game, I mean. He's getting more and more distracted by the game. I should leave him be. I have to do a thing about a thing. I'm better seeing you, Miss Catter. Yet another weird encounter in a string of weird encounters. And by the end, he sounded more like the high score junkies you hear about in documentaries. Obsessed, driven, kinda strange. But that's not the impression I had of him from the beginning. He smiled when talking about not splitting up the arcade. There's something more going on here, but, well, he's a Funplex regular. There'll be plenty more time to learn more later. I've got work to do. Let's see what to handle next. Someone cursing up a storm at Fist of Discomfort, a loud crowd around Showtime stage. In the distance, I see a number of people gathering, which is surprising the first time half of my shift was complete in utter solitude. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see what people do and come to the arcade, but it's quite the crowd that's assembling. This has to be against some fire code or safety protocol or something, right? Speaking as a citizen that enjoys living, having an escape route in case of an emergency is necessary. Time to clear the way and pave my own path of safety. As I approach, I see flashing neon lights accompanied by upbeat Europop drifts. It's an auditory flashback right back to 1980 shit. I can't help but nod my head to the beat. A pulsating mass of people has surrounded Showtime stage, cheering on the current player. The game itself takes up a whole corner of the arcade, requiring a fair amount of space to actually play. Showtime stage is an ultra-modern arcade smash hit. It uses motion tracking sensors hidden behind colored spotlights to check dance pose accuracy and score your sweet moves. It's pure dance fever. Can you catch the fever, Ari? I had my dance fever shots at the doctor's office earlier this season. As the dance ends, one of the players hops down from the stage and immediately starts talking to a young man leaning up against the back wall. Did you see that, Tio? I got my first AA on Stop the Beat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I did. You're doing great. Remember last month you couldn't even pass that song? Totes impressive. I'm gonna keep practicing and one day maybe even surpass you. Hey, I hope you do. And then when you do, you can be the one who brings in new dancers and teaches them how to play. The next song starts, my eyes shift from their conversation to observe the gyrations and intricate limb movements coming from Showtime stage. I feel my head bobbing and my foot tapping. Hey, it's a really catchy song, can you blame me? I'm getting really into it when I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Care to dance?
Care to dance? What about you? Want to take the spotlight? Sure, I can learn as I go. Let's dance. What? In public? I think not. Dance with a hottie like you? Absolutely. In public? I think not. I'm working here, bro. Not one for dancing with strangers. You know what dancing leads to? Me falling on my face in front of all these people. Either that or one of my customers enjoying a trip to the emergency room with a shattered foot. I'd rather not horribly embarrass myself right now. Let's save that for later.
Bummer.
'Tis a downright shame, but you can't blame me for trying. How could I resist to ask a gal such as yourself? Oh God, fucking put it away. Put it away, Tio.
Hey, wait. You're new here, right?
Yes,
Name's
very.
Mateo, but everyone here just calls me Teo.
Teo! Teo's the best! Greatest guy here! He's sort of like our leader, yeah?
Please, I'm nothing really.
He looks directly into my eyes. Directly into my
Nothing
eyes.
as special as you.
So special. Look at me, Teo. So special.
I just like to show newbies the ropes and teach them how to play. Our community is small, but we're all super close.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
I think you'd be a perfect addition to our gang.
I don't want to be part
So,
of no gang.
what do you say? Play our silly dancing.
I don't want to be in no gang. Teo stretches his arm to me, waiting for my hand to grab his hand. Politely decline. Teo's a persistent one, but at least he's not mean about it. Maybe after I've played Showtime Stage multiple times, alone, possibly in the dark. Look, I appreciate the offer, but I don't know if this one's for me. I like to avoid injuring anyone, notably myself. With enough practice, you'll get it. Plus, I could always teach you. Yeah, I think I'll pass, buddy. I'm actually on the clock right now. I'm the new floor attendant. Really? But I haven't seen you around here at all. What happened to the other guy? He was actually pretty good at Showtime Stage now that I think about it. He's out. I'm in. It's currently year 0 of floor attendant Ari regime.
Hello there.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, Ari. I hope we can get to know each other well, real well. Getting to know each other real well. Dancing. Dancing. Indeed. For someone that loves Showtime Stage as much as you do. I actually haven't seen you play yet. True, most of the time during these meetups I tend to let everyone else play. I go around and make sure everyone's happy and having a blast. What about you and your feelings? Teo shrugs. My happiness comes from making other people happy and being a complete fucking creep, apparently. Which is all well and good, but I still need to deal with this crowd. How best to handle it? Hey, want to film a workplace safety video? We need to seriously talk about crowd sizes. Can you disperse your fans for me, please? Good, we can start by getting to know workplace safety together. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you gotta break up the band. Unless you want to film one of those retro 1960 fuck public service announcement videos where someone loses a leg dancing off the stage into the crowd.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Guess we're kind of overdoing it a little, shaking hands with danger. Hey, when the heat is on and the lights are shining, these things happen. I'll take care of it. Luckily, the song that was being played just finished. Teo jumps on the stage and cups his hands over his mouth. Hey, listen! We need to keep the area to the left of the stage clear. Oh, man, but why? I like my spot. Hey, now, you know the deal. We have to be cool about fire safety. It's Ari's first day, so let's show her some respect. I see everyone turn around and glare at me. Great, now I'm going to be known as a party pooper. I guess I've had worse reputations in my lifetime. Like that one time, I had to close the pool because of that dirty bandage floating in the water. No one would talk to me for a week. Hey, don't disappoint me, crew. Ari's just doing her job. Reluctantly, the crowd reshuffles itself to a semi-orderly fashion. As everyone settles into a safer way of watching the game, Teo jumps down and comes back to me. Better? I nod, genuinely impressed at how Teo can capture his community's attention. They listen to him and have the utmost respect for him. Yeah, actually, much better.
Didn't mean to cause any trouble. Sometimes we just get so caught up in the game, you know? Of course you know.
Caught up in the game. Esports.
Hey, you should still join us later. Maybe when your shift's over. We'll all be here dancing until closing time.
After my shift, sure. Can do. Can do. As long as that dancing is within the law, carry on. Officer Ari has spoken. I start to walk away ready for the next venture when I remember something I should do. I turn back to Teo. Hey, Teo. Hey, Teo. Thanks. Thanks for that.
No problem.
Yeah. Making friends. Well, I feel nice and accomplished. I was able to uphold the safety of the arcade like a model employee. I say that's pretty good for my first day. Even Gavin's got to be impressed, right? With the business sorted out, it's time to leave Showtime Stage. Let's see what to handle next, this guy. There's a lot of shouting coming from the center of the arcade where Fist of Discomfort is being played. I remember Iris telling me about it earlier today while I was bored to death at the ticket desk. Fist of Discomfort, or FOD, is one of the most popular games in the esports circuit. It's been a staple of the scene for over 6 years. One year, Team Wicked Prodigies took on The Unreal and came back to win in dying seconds of a tiebreaker match to take home the record $5 million prize pot. That's a lot of moolah. And how? Okay, how does it work? It's a hybrid of real-time strategy and button mash brawling. Fight your way down the top and bottom lanes, clearing waves of ninjas to finally topple the enemy dojo. It's literally a MOBA! But that's the action part. The strategy part comes from using special abilities, purchased items, and ninja summons, like a MOBA. FOD is the sheer elegance and its simplicity, the way the different game systems interweave to form one masterpiece of esports perfection. So summon good ninjas, punch bad ninjas, smash dojo. I'd say boiling down a rich game of action and strategy played the world over by top gamers in such a way is a bit degrading, but sure, okay. All of which is super interesting and stuff, but right now all I care about is dealing with the loudmouth currently playing the game. The closer I get, the louder the yelling gets. Most of these words are that.
What the
What the actual fuck was that? No, that's definitely all words my mother would disapprove of. You've got to be shitting me. There is no fucking way that this is even plausible. Those hitboxes don't even fucking connect. Fuck this game. Fuck it all night long. Get wrecked. Oh, this is far from over, Scrub. I saved up a little something extra special for you. I've been baiting you into attacking my sensei, which you fell for hard. Oh, hey. Did I forget to mention that I bought an extra ultimate technique scroll from my dojo? Whoops, maybe. Well, wait, you haven't been farming. How could XP share technique with creep waves? Take this. 5-fold fucking explosive deathclaw technique. What? How did you defeat me? No.
Oh, GG.
This chick's such a bitch, man. Rando Calrissian, yeah.
No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
Queen Bee. She flops E-Pain in 3, 2, 1. My dry eyes painfully blinking makes me realize I've been standing here watching intently during the whole exchange. I'm not 100% sure what just happened, but that didn't matter. I was completely sucked in, couldn't tear my eyes away. It was like watching a train wreck. I mean, if the train was the arcade game and the wreck was that guy's face.
Hey, kid. What are you staring at?
Staring at your
Never seen a
booty,
champion
lady.
of my caliber before?
Seeing as I don't even know how to begin to start to even consider how to respond to her question, I opt to take a moment and collect my thoughts. From what I've somehow gathered, she goes by Queen Bee. That jacket she's wearing identifies her as a member of L7 Gaming and an arcade esports team. She's the most direct, fierce person I've met all day. And that's saying a lot considering who I've run into so far. She'd be fun to hang around, no doubt. Why so rude though? What a sore winner. Talk about dominating personality, I feel the urge to kneel and submit. If you play IRL with peeps, you can add a random element by having Rando Calrissian play as well. You just grab a random card from the pile and add it to the choices. And you're a failure of a person if he wins the round. She'd be fun to hang around, no doubt. With that level of excitement always gushing out, I can only imagine how much enjoyment she must get out of life. What can I say? People love winning, and it seems like she wins a lot. At least between bursts of... What did Iris call out? Saltiness?
Hey, don't just stand there all weird and quiet-like. It's creepy.
She snaps her fingers to grab my attention.
Are you gonna quarter up or not? Think you can best the hottest rising star of L7?
Oh, I'm gonna punch you in the face in a second, lady. I really am. From what I've seen, I know I couldn't best a scrub, let alone a professionally competitive player of this game. Nope. No, thank you. Plus, I'm not sure I'm allowed to play games while I'm working.
You work here?
Yes, me. And what's your job? Hassling me? I'm actually pretending to work here. Shh. I enforce arcade law within this noble funplex. I wanna be sassy with her, TBH. Fucking right, I'm the new floor attendant. And if you're not careful with your snark, I can show you the exit. Oh god, oh no, she's gonna blow. Oh, you are a cute one. Sassy and direct.
Hey, they haven't given you a name tag yet. How am I supposed to know who you...
I think that was actually a weird tactic to have me introduce myself to her. I'm Ari. I was teetering towards Noble Funplex, but I actually wanted to like punch her in the e-peen as well. I did technically just start working here 6 hours ago. It might take them time to issue me a name tag. Maybe they need to send a carrier pigeon to an ancient monastery where name tags are forged in vast clay oven. Nah, Gam's just slacking big time. I'll talk to that silly boy for you. Make sure you get some proper respect. Yeet! Thanks. No problem. We gamers got to stick together.
I'm Queen Bee, by the way. Aggro-style FOD lane pusher specialist for L7 Gaming.
Lane pusher specialist. Are you a Nazebo man, perchance, Queen Bee? I figured that when you put your arms over your head, cheered and shouted, "No one can defeat me, Queen Bee!"
Hey, I do not sound like that.
Yeah, you do.
Well, maybe a little.
Anyway, I'm one of the regulars around here besides Purpur and Teo. So you'll be seeing a lot of me in future, and let's hope you last longer than that guy. Oh great, now she's even making my job into a competition. I hope there isn't a betting pool too. You look like a smart kid. You've seen one of my many streams on the internet, right? Nope. I literally have no idea what you were talking about. Really? Have you been living under a rock for the past decade? If you consider a small yet formidable apartment a rock, then yes. Oh, you sweet child. You are so innocent and so pure. Come, let me show you the path to darkness that is the internet. She's literally me. Nope, nope, nope. Sure, I'd like to learn more. Will it hurt or traumatize me? Sure, let's do it. Well, it is part of my job to know all about these games, and if Queen Bee is going to give me some insight into the culture around this game, I should take advantage of that. Lead me farther into the dark abyss, my mistress.
Yeah.
Queen Bee grabs my arm and pulls me closer to the Fist of Discomfort cabinet. And upon further inspection, I see the whole haphazard pile of tech she's rigged up. You can't just plug one of these cabs into the internet, so I use a number of clip-on webcams and mics and stuff. That webcam there, it broadcasts to my personal PC back home, which then streams the matches live to all of my fans. The chat room appears on my phone. Costs a bit to pull everything together, and it takes like half an hour to rig up and test each morning, but after doing this for a couple of years, it's easy peasy. Aside from Naomi grinding her teeth at my clip-on cameras damaging the paint job, I mean. Anyway, I prefer to stream from the Funplex than from home. There is so much to miss out on sitting by your lonesome with the console version of FOD. The crowds, the wicked trash talk, the community. Wait, are you broadcasting live right now? Are we live right now?
No way.
Fuck no. That was part of my warm-up matches. I've got a pretty big tournament coming up, so I try to get in as much practice as possible. Even if it is with a bunch of fodder. As in fodder, as in, you know, chum. Lunch meat. Scrubs. Losers. I get the idea, yes. Queen Bee sees out the other corner of her eye and glances around the arcade floor. She gives a nod to someone hanging near the Street Fighter cabinet. Ah, my crew is starting to trickle in. We should be starting team practice soon. Wait, what time is it? At the tune, the time will be 2:25 p.m. Eastern. Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
What the?
But gotta go live in 5 minutes. Listen, kid, it's been swell. We'll chat later, right? Sure, one thing. Can you keep the swearing down at least a little? We've got kids around here, and I don't want you to get in trouble with Gavin. Him? Meh. But for you, I'll keep it PG-13. Yeet! Now, if you'll excuse me, there are some butts out here I need to kick. Later. Okay, we're friends now. It's cool. See? You just gotta... It's a respect game. If someone's like, fuck this, fuck that, rap that, you just gotta come in here like, fuck you. And then they'll be like, okay, listen, I'm sorry. We can be friends. And then it's all good. And with a wave and a twirl, she completely abandons me and returns to her Fist of Discomfort game. Queen Bee fires up her broadcast rig and starts shouting, and Mildler swearing start up again. I should probably get out of here before I accidentally end up on the stream. Passion seems to run deep in this arcade. Everyone's spirit burning with passion for, well, various things, but hey, passion's passion. She seems to like me, which will make my job easier in the long run. There's a huge FOD community in this arcade, despite being a tiny strip mall joint. Good to know. The arcade is now at peace. My work here is done. Well, actually, there's a few hours from closing time, so my work here isn't quite done, but you know. I'm so at peace. In fact, I don't even notice the underboss of the arcade sliding up behind me like a creep.
Day.
Not a bad first day so far. I've been keeping tabs on you. Well, others have been, and they've been texting me. You know, you should consider getting a proper group chat app going. I've got a crappy phone plan. My texts aren't free. A valid point. I'll look into that. I'm impressed with how you handle yourself. I think you're going to work out just fine. Anyway, I've prepared your paperwork if you'd like to sign it and make this working relationship a bit more above board.
Yeah.
So you're staying? Please tell me you're staying. I mean, I fed you and everything. Francine hasn't fired her yet, right? An adorable nightmare joins the impromptu staff gathering. Ari's off to a great start. Here's to your first day, followed by many more. Don't you two have jobs to attend to? Just ordered a replacement power supply for Robotron. Nothing left to do for the day. Not many kids around for me to entertain. Finally, a quiet moment. My dream job has been going for a mile a minute since I got here. Is it my dream job? Well, the Funplex is definitely a plex of fun. I told Francine I used to love going to the arcades. Maybe I'm starting to feel that all over again. My co-workers are a fun-loving bunch too. I mean, presumably Gavin finds spreadsheets fun and loves them, so he counts too. Dream job? I don't know, maybe. But it's an absolute blast, definitely. We've only got a few hours till closing, and it's nice and quiet. How about we game a bit? Speak for yourself, I've still got paperwork to handle. Ah, come on, don't act like you don't game. Irrelevant. I know your dirty little secret. What, Naomi? You sneak in early each morning to play pinball. You're a pinball wizard. Well, what of it? I bring order to chaos. Pinball is the very expression of that art form. You know what we should do? Impromptu pinball, Tony! The girls are giggling and I'm finding myself smiling right alongside them. All in all, not a bad way to end my first day. Yes.
By the way, I've booked a birthday party for this afternoon.
Fuck! The looks of confusion and outright terror on their faces, all laughter dying off immediately, are vaguely concerning to me.
Sorry, I meant to tell you, dears, but I plumb forgot.
Children, birthday party. How old are the kids? It's her 5th birthday. Oh, to be young again. For 5-year-olds. Naomi starts pulling at her hair, eyes wide and trembling. Throwing ski balls over hand into the glass, jumping up and down on pinball machines, putting chewing gum into coin slots, pulling out my costume, tearing off pieces of it. Naomi, Ashley, keep it together. We've survived kids' parties before. Doom, the end is nigh.
I'd hate to get in the way of all the fun. Yep, it's time for my afternoon nap anyway. You have fun, dears.
Right, battle stations, everyone. I'll take ticket desks so I can oversee operations. Ashley, greet the kids. Naomi, watch for hardware damage. Ari, roaming duty. Look for trouble. Do what you can. Prepare yourselves. They're coming. The beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid. Like an oncoming tidal wave, the rumble is felt before it is seen. Parents pulling into the parking lot, minivans disgorging kindergartens, and suddenly an explosion of small humans rushes the doors, bursting into the arcade before scattering every which way. Even before any of them can get tokens, they're grabbing at joysticks and smashing buttons, eager to get their game on, or even just pretend to be playing. The crew assumes battle stations. Naomi by the fragile pinball machines, Ashley near the door, trying to distract the incoming kids to greet them. Gavin, armed with the pre-stacked $10 rolls of tokens, quickly exchanges them with the adults. Beats waiting in line at the change machines. As for pro gamers, well, Queen Bee and Teo's friends bolt for the exit, abandoning them. Keen on getting out ahead of the surge of kiddies, I guess. That's all very well and good, but I've got no idea where I'm supposed to be. Roaming duty, Gavin said. Look for trouble, Gavin said. I mean, I was doing that before, but now the chaos has multiplied. For a few more minutes, I'm like a pinball being bounced around, or like that frog trying to cross a highway of traffic. Eventually, I spot 3 possible problems on the rise, and Ari, professional floor attendant, is ready to attend to them. Which one of these should I tackle first, though? I mean, not to be able to deal with all of them at the same time. It's a predicament. 2 kids fighting over a box of cupcakes near Naomi and Ashley. An angry adult shouting at a kid near Teo and Queen Bee. A little girl crying over her stolen tickets near Percy and Gavin. And I need to go pee. 'Cause fuck that! I'll be back in a minute. Hi, Trent, welcome back. How you doing? Okay. Alright. My glasses have smudges all over them. It's really distracting. I love the music. Just being like, are you even ready for this children's party? Like, really? I don't know where Astro is. I've lost him. I've lost him somewhere. I'm already working up a sweat just from these kids just like, oh, hiccups Second, the cupcakes. Kids fighting over a box of cupcakes. I feel like an angry adult shouting at a kid seems pressing, but ah, shit. Grape overboard! I love grapes. I eat them. Oh, I just want cupcakes. I would definitely do the other two over that one. Yeah, like a little girl crying over stolen tickets. I feel so bad. But this sounds pressing. The sounds of hardship call to me from the Fast Cars 5 racing games. Shouting adults and crying children are never particularly good signs. And I hope beyond hope that I can take this on. I shake the discomfort off. Now's not the time to doubt myself. I need to find out what's going on stat! As I get closer to the revving of engines and the cloying and the clacking, I'm not wearing my glasses, of shifting gears, I see a grown woman berating a cowering boy.
I didn't.
Admit it, I know what you did, you brat. You manipulated my precious son to put his tokens in your game. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm so sorry. Children like you are the absolute worst. Garbage. Ma'am, keep your voice down. There's no need to shout at a child, no less. What's going on here? This jerk of a boy told my sweetest, beyond sweet Josh that he should put his own tokens into the racing machine so that he could play it for free. Josh earned those tokens from his own allowance, and I won't let some devil child steal his money. Let's just take a moment to calm down, okay? Before I say anything else, I spot Queen Bee and Teo at the corner of my eye. Queen Bee looks infuriated, and Teo has his face buried in his hand. Actually, now that I stop and think about it, they might have some insight. The racing games are right next to Showtime stage. Teo probably had a good vantage point of the whole thing if he was dancing on stage. And just by the way Queen Bee's brows are furrowed, I can tell something is not sitting right with her. I could ask one of them for help, or I could try to solve this by myself. Asked Teo if he saw something. Ma'am, I know you're upset right now, but if you please stop shouting, we can get all this settled. Teo, I refuse to come down till this child has been properly punished. Such disrespect is tolerated at this arcade is appalling. I'm giving you the worst online reviews. Teo jumps down from the stage and approaches the shouting woman. He puts his hands up. Simmer down, simmer down. This cannot be explained with science. Really? Really? I mean, right, of course. Teo, by all means, elaborate. Teo walks past us and right up to the Fast Cars 5 game. He casually slumps in the driver's seat and then motions for us to come near. Let me show you both something. Teo points at the car's console. It's got a wheel, which is fantastic and totally necessary for a driving game. Pedals, gear shift, so on. But the feature Teo draws our attention to are 2 coin slots, which are vertically stacked, one on top of the other. Okay, so this is where you drop your tokens in to play the game. However, do you see how it's practically in the middle of these 2 identical consoles? Which game does the top slot belong to? The right-hand one or the left-hand one? Top. Right. It's obviously the right one, right? I'm incorrect. Of course not, fool. It's the left one.
Exactly.
Ari is correct. What preposterous. See, these import games can be confusing. I'm sure your son just put his token in the wrong slot. Come on, common mistake really happens all the time. Considering how confused I was, I could see how a small child would be just as, if not more, confused. Honestly, mine was just a lucky guess. I gave Teo a grateful look, happy that the crisis has been dealt with. The frustrated customer would undoubtedly apologize for yelling at the boy now. How dare you imply my precious Josh was wrong? I can't believe the gall of some people. Josh, get over here. We're leaving this horrible arcade right now. Well, I don't think we'll see her son anymore, frankly. I'm cool with it. Once they're gone, Teo looks back at me from the driver's seat and shrugs.
No
God
can
damn it,
do.
I dropped another grape. There's just no pleasing some people. I feel sorry for her son. That's no way to treat a kid. Teo's sprightly and happy demeanor shifted slightly, eyes glazed over as he looked into the distance. Haven't seen Teo act like this before. But then I also have only known Teo for a couple of hours and don't really know him on any other day. He just looks so upset. I wonder if I should check in with him. Something like this happened to you too? You feeling okay? Not gonna pry. I know it's really none of my business, but I should make sure Teo's okay. Seems like he really can empathize with this kid's plight. Everything alright? You need anything? After pausing for a moment, the fire returns behind his eyes. Yeah, I'll be okay. Just reminded me of how I'd get treated by teachers, notably. I'd space out in class daydreaming, and they'd rake me all over my coals for it just to assert authority. Total overkill.
Bummer.
It really bums me out to see adults mistreat kids this way, you know? I like to treat people with respect, even when they're in the wrong, like you saw just now with that woman. I appreciate you taking some time to ask me, you know? Shows you got some respect too, and empathy. You're a kind person, Ari. Cool. But I'm not that important. You should make sure that boy's safe and
Catch
sound.
you later.
I'm heading back to Showtime stage. Holler if you need anything. Wink! Give a quick wave to Teo as he returns to his game. After poking around a bit, I managed to find the kid, still shaken up from the whole ordeal. Hey, sorry about that. Are you gonna be okay? I think so. I swear I didn't do anything. The other kid, he just came up out of nowhere and dropped his token in my slot. After I lost, I got off the game and offered it to him. He just ran away. And then that woman approached you and started yelling. The boy nods, wiping his snotty nose on his shirt. Uh-huh. Well, if it's any consolation, the bad lady is gone, and I don't think she's gonna ever come back. The boy's cheeks, still streaked with tears, lets a smile spread on his face. Thank you, and tell the nice man thanks for sticking up for me too. I nod, and the boy scurries off and rejoins some of his other friends. Oh, so cute. Ree. I really like this game. It's wholesome as fuck. The other two situations are about to spin out of control. I've only got time to deal with one of them. Which one? I mean, the cupcakes aren't my problem. The stolen tickets, on the other hand, I'm a punch a bitch. I weave my way through the waves of children towards the skee ball machines. One little girl sitting at the end of the skee ball ramp crying. No parent in sight to settle her, so the task falls on me. I'm guessing I should be more cautious about this sort of thing. What with lawsuit-happy parents lurking over by vending machines, ignoring their kids, but floor attendant Ari decided to take the case all the same. Hey, my name's Ari and I work here at the arcade. What's wrong? Can I help? Her sobbing pauses and she looks up at me. I lost my tickets. Someone stole them from me. I played and won a bunch of them, but then I put them down and I was talking to a friend and now they're gone. I glanced around, but in a sea of kids, it's impossible to tell who the thief could be. I don't even have any more tokens to play with. I spent them on skee ball and my tickets are gone now. Wah. Easy. We'll figure this out somehow. Although I've got no clue where to even start, to be honest. Maybe there was a witness to the crime. Percy would have had a good view of the reception game area based on where Moopies is positioned. Gavin is at the ticket desk of a veritable crow's nest for the whole arcade. He could have spotted something. Or I could just bend the rules and solve this directly. Let's ask Gavin. Nope, not gonna mess around with this one. A theft is serious business. Wait right here, okay, kid? I'll go get help. We'll get to the bottom of this, I promise. I duck through the crowd, reaving my way back to the ticket desk. Hey, Gavin, that girl over there? Boy with the red hair, currently playing Frogger. He took her tickets when she wasn't looking. What, you saw?
Certain.
Of course, what of it? So do we bring it up with his parents or the cops? Wait, you knew and didn't do anything to help? Hang on a minute, you saw this kid take the tickets. Yes, and you didn't do anything. First, I'm tied down to the desk. It's all hands on deck, Ari. Nobody out of position, not even for a minute. Second, confronting the boy won't do any good. He'll clam up and refuse to ever admit wrongdoing. And the parents can be twice as immature, I've found. Right now, I just want to keep the peace. One girl crying is less of a disturbance than a boy throwing a tantrum. The way he stands there so stoic and uncaring, while that girl in pink just sobs. It's not right. I mean, seriously, it's not right. But he's my boss. How hard do I want to push this? I call bullshit on that. I thought you were all about supporting others' dreams. Gavin, have a heart that makes her sadness less important than a boy's potential tantrum. Can't say I like it, but it's your call. I wash my hands of this one. Give him heck, I mean... She's lying, don't give her tickets. I thought she was lying too. That's why I was like, maybe I should ask Gavin. How you doing, Hazelnut? Do we just call bullshit on our boss? He'll probably fire us. Do we do it anyway? Give him heck. Heckin'. Shit, do it. Hypocritical much?
Pardon?
Excuse me? You gave me that big speech about protecting the dreams of others, that this arcade was more than a job, more than 4 walls filled with beeps and boops. If you really want to walk the walk and talk the talk, you'd support the dream of a little girl who was wronged and not let a bully walk free. Or are you saying his dream of taking what he wants is more important to protect? At first it looks like he's going to chew me out for standing up to him, but you think me a monster? Of course I feel bad about this. I feel bad for her, and he shouldn't get away with it. I'm just trying to protect the arcade as a whole. Then do it! Protect the arcade by protecting the gamers and the gamers' dreams. He sighs, like a stress release valve yawning open and closed.
Indeed.
You're right, of course.
Apologies.
Focusing on the big picture does tend to leave me apathetic to each individual brushstroke. My apologies, Ari. I'm lucky I had you to put me back on track. Your predecessor wouldn't have stood up to me like this and shown me how wrong I was. Now let's sort this out properly. Hey kid! Fuck you! What do you want? Can't help but notice that roll of tickets in your pocket. Big winner, are ya? The biggest. Got 'em all playing. That spinny game over there, see? Really, it's funny. See, I owned that game. May I see your roll, please? I don't want to show you. Well, I can see the end poking out of your pocket there, and I see a serial number on the ticket starts with a 1, which is interesting because the roll I loaded into the color spinner, it starts with a 2.
I think not.
Meaning these tickets were one playing skee ball, specifically by that girl over there, and you took them. You're a liar. Leave me alone. I yell for my mom.
Seriously?
Do you really want to risk having your mom believe me instead of you? Instead, how about you give me the tickets and walk away? At first, the kid looks like he's going to shriek bloody murder, but a few nervous glances at his mother busy munching chips by the vending machine change his mind. Take him. I don't want him anyway. He angrily stomps away, presumably to go play some other game on the other side of the arcade.
Yay!
You did it! You found my tickets! The girl actually hugs me. Well, hugs my leg anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you so much! Thanks and thanks! Now then, let's get you your prize. What is it you wanted? Crayons! Those we have. Alright, I'll take it from there. Yatta! Oh, that's a fuzzy happy feeling right there. Yes, it is. But no time to rest on my laurels. I've got other arcade dreams to defend. 2 problems in the can. Now to deal with that cupcake problem. Uh-oh. Too late. The vintage Midway cabinet Naomi just finished fixing up. It's covered in icing. Looks like Ashley's costume is gonna need dry cleaning too. I shoot them a helpless look and shrug. Hey, Ari. Kinda wish it was pink icing, then nobody would notice. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't quick enough. You still helped out. I saw you with those other kids. You're a natural. I think things are winding down anyway. Why not take a break and then I'll swap off with you and take a break myself afterwards. Okay, sounds good. Honestly, I'm kind of worn out. Ashley's right. I need to step away from this craziness just for a few minutes. After a silent nod from Gavin to confirm it's cool with him, I slip away, headed for the employee lounge. Yes! Fucking nailing this game, yo! Woo! I feel like we can't lose. Quick save. What a day. Quirky co-workers, die-hard pro gamers, volatile kids getting into volatile situations. I'd say it's a recipe for wackiness or some such cliche, but nothing's as easily dismissed cliche when it's happening to you directly. Frankly, I'm exhausted. I dropped down into one of the cheap folding metal chairs in the employee break room, groaning and rolling my head back to try to work the kinks out of my sore shoulders, and then spot an upside down kid. Huh? Oh, wait, I'm the one leaning backwards. I sit up and turn around instead. Now he's the right way up. Wait, what's kid doing back here? Hey, I think he was hoping I wouldn't notice him. Hi. And you are? Mikey. Okay, that's a start. Hi, Mikey. I'm Ari. So, what are you doing back here? This is an employees only area. Wait, there's a keypad. How'd you get in? The guy at the desk dropped this. He holds out a piece of paper with the door code written on it. Huh, score 1 for Ashley's wild storytelling being more fact than fiction. Okay, but you can't stay back here. Well, I don't see any knives or stabbing implements left out in the open, so I guess technically it's safe, but...
back out there.
Why? Why? Something wrong? You can tell me. I work here. I'm the gal who solves problems.
No problems. Just don't want to go out there.
Why? He gives me the most cynical, bitter laugh I've ever heard out of a kindergartner.
I don't got any friends. I don't know anybody here. My family just moved to the city, and before that we lived in another city, and one more for that, but I was too little to remember. Mom told me to come to the party anyway, and I didn't want to, but she took me anyway, and then she left because she's got to work.
Fucking hashtag cry. She probably has to work though. I should have busted him there and then brought him back out to the party where the other parents could supervise him. I should have told Gavin. I should have enforced the rules of the arcade. Okay, kid, I won't tell on you. If you want to stay back here for the rest of the party, I'll keep you company. Thanks, you really want to tell my mom? Nope. Why? I thought you'd want to make me go. You're an adult like mom. Hey, I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid once. Hey, I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid. Blah, blah. You were the new kid? Yeah, although for me, that started happening back when I was 10. Again and again, moving from town to town, school to school, never really making any friends, not for years. Mum and Dad kept losing jobs and taking new jobs or getting worse ones. They'd be working all day long, too tired when they came home to do much of anything. Years and years of this, I stopped hoping things would get better. I decided I'd just take what I could get. I'd go with the flow. What does that mean? It means you don't care. But some things are good, some things are bad, but you don't care. You just do what you have to do without really being sad over it.
That sounds so sad. You weren't sad?
I was sad.
You never care about anything, right?
Yes, sad. I was sad. I guess I was sad. Told myself I was going to be sad, even though I thought I really was, and I bit my tongue hard because my little involuntary trip down memory lane was not helping this kid out. Wouldn't have helped little Ari out if an adult did this to me. Hi, Zan! So instead, I decided to be the adult that little Ari would have needed. Hey, it could be totally worse. Aliens could attack. It won't always be this bad. Life has ups and downs. Your mummy loves you. That's why she works hard. But this won't beat you, right? You're a tough kid. Take the time you need. I'll stay with you. Your mum loves you. She works hard. When I was a kid, I was mad at my parents for moving all the time, taking different jobs. It made things very hard for me. But now that I'm older, I know that they were working hard because they loved me. They wanted the best for me, and they're doing their best to get it. Life can be hard sometimes. It's just no fun. But there's one thing that's always there. Love. They love you. She shoots me a doubting look. One of those little doubting looks where they don't want to outright call something a lie, but can't quite swallow it. Mikey, if your mom was sad, what would you do to make her happy? I mean, if you had to go to school an extra 2 hours a day, would you do it? I guess. That's what she's doing. She's working very hard because she wants to make you happy. I'm not happy being alone or moving all the time. Neither is she, but she knows if she works hard, one day you won't be alone. You won't be moving all the time. I was a new kid, remember? But now I have a home with my best friend and a good job. I work in an arcade. How cool is that? It wasn't easy and my parents were often sad. I was often sad, but we pulled through and so will you. Remember, she loves you and you love her. That'll get you through the sad times. Huh. Not a great answer. It doesn't solve the problem. But it does make things a little easier on Mikey. Not a big goofy grin, not the high of happiness. Just simple understanding. I love Mommy. It's sad. A lot. But I know it's not always sad. And even then, if she left me here, I know she's coming back. You know what? You've still got some time to enjoy the party, even if you don't want to talk to the other kids. There's a lot of games you can play. And hey, maybe you'll get to know someone while playing a game. Arcades are great for that. I'm sure a lot of them will have sad times too, and they can use someone to play with, someone who understands. You're welcome! I want to play the skee ball. I'll spot you a few tokens. Let's get you rolling. I take his hand and lead him back out to the main room. So fucking wholesome! Ree! I'm not fooling myself. I know I haven't fixed all of Mikey's problems. I'm no child psychologist. That was entirely me flying by the seat of my pants. But for one moment there, I was able to help someone in the same crappy situation I found myself long ago. 15 years ago. Everything changed. No more family vacations, no more arcade visits. We couldn't afford them and they couldn't take time off work. The whole Cater family had to learn to settle, to accept the lot in life we'd been dealt with, to simply go with the flow, never hoping, never wanting. Juniper did her best to pull me out of that mire. I only known her a few years. Only one of the few stable times in my life, but she knew the edge I'd been pushed to. Now here I am. Today's been, well, bonkers. Alternately boring and hectic, surreal and way too real. It's true. But I can honestly say I'm more alive today than I've been in a very, very long time. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. My emotional voice analysis subroutines combined with your body language suggests you're very happy right now. I guess so. How'd you know? I just told you, silly. I mean, how did you know I'd love this job so much?
I know.
That's easy. I didn't. What? I lied. I was 47% sure. Oh, it has elements that seem to click with your optimal social requirements, a fun atmosphere, spirited co-workers, helping people out, and so on. Also, I cross-reference your roommate's postings talking about how much you enjoyed arcade visits when you were a kid. Still, 47%.
99.97%.
But I was 99.97% sure that if I said I was 99.97% sure, you'd be willing to give it a try. Hi, Moops! Another thing to thank Jude before, I guess. You're a very weird little app, you know. I tried to be. Thanks, Iris. We got your bed. No, we didn't. It was still worth it. It's still not Doki Doki, thank fuck. From the cars pulling up in the parking lot, it looks like the party's over. It's just about closing time for the arcade anyway. Most of the gamers have filed out by now. If they hadn't already fled the tidal wave of kiddies. My first impulse is to go bug Gavin about my paperwork, but that can wait. I'd rather go help someone with the tidying up or maybe see how our VIP gamers are doing. Not enough time to run around checking in with everyone though. Who do I want to hang out with? Gavin's tapping his tablet and frowning. I guess I'll go right to him. Ashley's quietly repairing her costume. Maybe she could use company. Naomi's prying gum out of a coin slot and looks ready to cry. Queenbee's packing her gear, ready to go home. Terry's cooling down with some fast cast fight before the day's through. Percy's finally finished his Mippy game and is ready to leave. Go help Naomi. Doki Doki's awesome though. Are you memeing or... Fucking horrible game. It's a wild ride to be sure. There is only one option. Naomi. Someone jammed bright pink bubblegum into a coin slot and she's trying to clear the sticky mess out. How could they? How could they do this to poor innocent little Cubo? Need a hand? Thank goodness. Yeah, I work on a second player slot for me. I've got swabs and stuff in my kit there. Grab what you need. Honestly, the nerve of those kids. No respect at all for these games. Games aren't like chew-proof, machine-washable baby toys. They're delicate and deserve love and care. But they are toys, right? Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Just, you know, they're also works of art. I know not everybody sees it that way. Back in the 80s, operators would just throw away games that didn't perform well anymore. In the end, an arcade has to make money. That means using and abusing a game until it's time to put it out to pasture. But I don't have to like it, right? Definitely not. Stand up for game rights. These kids had a lot of fun. They're not all mean. How long does a game last realistically? Nothing justifies deliberately trashing a game like this, but if it helps, the party was a success. Everybody had fun playing your wonderful games. So for every kid who hurt you, know a dozen more would thank you. And if they knew you were providing these great games and making sure they stayed playable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Kids aren't all bad, of course. I'm not really good with kids, not like Ashley. But if they learn to love games when they're young, they'll love them all their life, right? But I do have to be realistic. I know that this isn't a museum. We aren't preserving priceless treasures for generations to come. Sometimes I treat it like my little private collection, but really, I do want people to play and enjoy these games. And that does wear them down in time. As long as I'm here, I'll pick up a game when it wobbles on its feet, dust off, straighten it up, and send it out there to be played all over again. With the last of the gum pulled out of the slot, Naomi closes up her toolbox. I should probably pull the coin mechs into... What? Pull the coin mechs entirely and give them a good cleaning tomorrow. I'll pull out the coin mechanics things. Didn't want to let the gum sit overnight. I'm heading home soon. I'll see you tomorrow, right? You got it! Great! She gives me a big hug before bounding off to her workshop. Her heart skips a beat and a half before reality resumes, already in progress. With things winding down, there's just one last thing to take care of before I'm out the door. I seek out Gavin to handle the remains of the day. Ari, good work today. Thanks, boss. Mid-boss, sub-boss. Gavin will do. I can't say you've been a perfect employee, but my standards are impossibly high, so I'll just assume you're as close to perfect as is reasonable. You came to me when dealing with those stolen tickets. Good. I want you to know I'll always be there should you need me, even if I look busy. Normally I'd have dealt with angry parents myself, but I was distracted. I have only second-hand accounts of your performance there, as Teo told me everything. Although Teo isn't staff, I suppose he stepped up to handle that rude customer with a rational and calm attitude, so I'll consider that handled. I'm pleased to say the sale of Mr. Mippy's Magic Maze for the full $3,000 will indirectly offset quite a few of these costs. I'm glad you consulted me on that and stuck to your guns on the pricing. Even if I'm happy to be rid of that relic entirely. Why it's still here is a good question. Was I not clear I wanted it gone? Percy didn't want to break up the family. They're machines, not people. He also didn't want Naomi to be sad. Yes, well, Naomi needs to learn to let go, I'd say. Ahem. Are you giving our poor little Ari a hard time, Gavin, dear? Miss Francine, I thought you were napping.
Can I buy a coffee now?
Ah, Fiend! I see no pinball either. Where is the pinball? Are we gonna play some people? Thank you for the 18 months! 19 months! 19 months! Oh my god! Moopy is sold. Yeah, we sold Moopy for $3,000. Rip Moopy. F. Naomi's dream matters too, as long as the dream of Percy, that poor fellow. Poor?
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
Gavin, I know you mean well, wanting to keep everyone's dreams afloat, but sacrifices made in that name will shatter the dreams of others. Well, that's not what the Funplex is all about. Ari, you understand, yes, the reason why I'm here? That question she asked me during the interview. Now I think I understand. It's a Funplex, a literal plex of fun. Naomi's fun is in caring for the game she loves. Percy's fun is in chasing his dream of a high score. Your fun is keeping every plate spinning, Gavin. Compromise. Settling for what you can get. I know both by heart. I've been compromising my whole life. But that's behind me and I'm here to have fun. And I'm betting you are too.
Apologies.
I see. Miss Francine, I apologize. It's difficult to balance my idealism against my realism some days, but I know in my heart I need to err on the side of idealism, even if my mind screams in protest. I can assume you're still keen to work here, Ari. I don't even hesitate before replying. Absolutely. Gavin fetches a nearby short stack of forms. Fill these out tonight and hand them in to me first thing in the morning, and welcome to the Funplex. Welcome to the family, I'd say. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Ari. We got a job! On the bus ride later, and it's home again. Home again, jiggity jig. Juniper, already home from work, bounds over eagerly to interrogate me on my day. So, how'd it go? It went well. Well or well? Really well. Your little app came through despite being terrifyingly omniscient and just a little bit unnerving. You forgot to mention adorable. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear things worked out, and even though you came home with a smile like you when you were a lifeguard. Huh, I guess I am smiling. Interesting.
There's just one teensy-weensy little question I have for you. Why exactly did you order a giant crate full of pizza bagels?
Iris! Why are you like this? Part of the terms and conditions. On the plus side, I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. Why would you not? It's true. I want pizza bagels now. Where? What is a pizza bagel and why don't I have one? Hey look, you also won a prize! You'll get one of these for each level you clear, plus some extras for various endings and other hidden thingies. Now let's see your score! Looks like you're really hitting it off with Naomi. Yay! You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Nah, I never had bagel bites. What are adult settings? So you've scored 5,900 points. Nice. Keep talking with people and your score will go up, up, up. Today's pizza fact is Americans eat approximately 100 acres of pizza a day, or 350 slices per second. Wow! Wow. Wow. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 2? Save the game! Yes, we want to save the game because it's 12:30 and that means we can have lunch.